I had my own children 20 odd years ago, and I was 20 odd years younger. And obviously because of William's needs, it's a lot more intense, you know, because William is 24/7.
William was only 4 months at the time, and Amelia, she was only 2, so as far as she's concerned, we're parents, or mum and dad. Just get on with everything, just day by day now, just day by day, and it's hard work, it is hard work.
As for any other kind of support, i.e. what foster carers would get, we get nothing. We get no financial help, we get no practical help. Foster carers, it's their job. We do it for love, we do it because we love them. We're at the bottom of the pile. Compared to everyone else, we're the poor relation. It's 5 years now. You know, would the children be 20 before anyone ever listens to us?
Well, we hope not. Sam Smethers from the campaign group Grandparents joins us now. You were raised by your grandparents, weren't you?
That's right, I was.
What was your experience?
Well, I was brought up by my grandparents after my mum died of cancer when I was 7, and I'd never known my dad, and so they were left in sole care of me. And actually we were very informal, our arrangement. We didn't have any support or social work involvement at all, and they just kind of carried on and brought me up.
And if, I mean, that's a situation I expect that continues, doesn't it, for other families?
Yes.
For all sorts of reasons, grandparents or other relatives step in to look after children.
Yes.
When they do, what sort of support is there?
Well, they aren't really entitled to very much at all, and that's one of the problems. Basically, our system is built around looked after status for children. What that means is the state effectively becomes the parent, but in these situations, 95% are not looked after. So that means the children don't have entitlements to support, and therefore nor do their carers.
Is there a way of changing that status so that a child who is left without parents and then is cared for by another relative becomes a looked after child, entitled to the benefits, and those benefits can go to those adults looking after them?
Well, what we would say is actually what you need is an appropriate level of support, an appropriate status for those families. You don't really want to create another 200,000, 300,000 children who are looked after, because that's a huge intervention by the state, which is unnecessary. These families are doing a good job for their children by and large. What they need is appropriate levels of support, the kinds of things we're calling for today, like basic access to services, counselling, etc. for them and for the children, and also some employment rights, so that if they have to drop out of work for a few days or weeks, they can have a job to go back to.
And you're meeting up with Edward Timpson, aren't you, the Children's Minister, today? I imagine they're the sort of things you're going to be talking to him about. Absolutely,
and we're bringing 50-odd carers from all over the country to talk to him and to say, what about us? What about our rights? What about our children? Give us some basic support.
You compare this, don't you, to children who are adopted and the rights that, you know, adoptive families have, because they are, I mean, effectively in the same situation. Grandparents are sort of adopting their own grandchildren, but have very different status and rights.
Yeah, we say it's about permanence and stability for children, and actually they're proven to be the best source of that in terms of best outcomes for children. And we don't oppose what the government's done for adopters. It's completely right that they've put that kind of support in place, but we're simply saying we've got a form of love and stability here that isn't getting that kind of support, and we need to make that change.
All right, Sam Smethers from Grandparents Plus, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.